Hello and welcome to another episode of EQ Smart. Today's topic is dealing with disappointment. Disappointment is one of life's most challenging and uncomfortable feelings. It's a potent cocktail of lingering emotions that serve to destroy our hopes and dreams. And when faced with disappointment, many of us feel like failures and resort to obsessive self-blaming as we feel ashamed or humiliated by not living up to our sense of ideal self. So there seem to be two paths that people take to avoid disappointment. Some people try and avoid disappointment by turning into underachievers. They unconsciously set the bar too low and avoid risks to prevent themselves or others from feeling disappointed. Without realizing it, they have decided that the best strategy is not to have high expectations about anything, and this is also a form of self-preservation. However, it also leads to a mediocre and unfulfilled life. Ironically, these people tend to turn into disappointments for themselves as well as everyone else. Others follow a different trajectory and try to avoid disappointment by becoming overachievers. They set the bar far too high and aim for perfection in every sphere of life. And although these goals seem attainable at the time, they're often unrealistic and lead to distress and disillusionment. So how can we constructively deal with disappointment? First, we need to dissect what happened. Sometimes disappointments are predictable and preventable, but other times they are unavoidable and out of our control. So we need to determine which one it was. Does it fall within your control or beyond it? Recognizing the difference between these two can help you deal with your frustrations more appropriately. The second thing you can do is to do a reality check. So are your expectations reasonable or unreasonably high? Is the bar set too high or too low? If it is too high, reflect on your need or why you need to overachieve in everything and determine what being good enough means to you, and this will minimize stress. If the bar is set too low, you need to stop hanging on to false beliefs that underachieving is playing it safe or keeping you in favor with others. It is in fact leaving you unsatisfied and discontent. The third thing you need to do if you are faced with disappointment regularly is to try reevaluating your perception of who you are and who you want to be. Are you inviting disappointment by surrounding yourselves with experts that do what you can't effortlessly? And do you even know what you expect from yourself? Writing down new, clear expectations of self can be the turning point and a new chapter in your life. The fourth thing you need to do is to find good support sources. They are vitally important keys to navigating and resolving disappointment. So you need to find a few friends that you can call when you feel disenchanted, talking through the problem with them and allowing them to guide you back to feeling more content will make you happier in life. The fifth thing is not to let disappointment deteriorate into apathy or depression. Sustained negative rumination is not a prescription for change. So when we become preoccupied with bad news, we lose sight of what is right in our lives. So when you feel yourselves going into negative ruminationville, try and ask yourself, what is working in your life? What is right? Do you have a good job? Do you have a family that loves you? And this will help balance your life picture. The sixth thing is to remember that disappointment is not meant to destroy us. If you learn to take it in your stride, it will strengthen you and make you a better person. Despite its devastating emotional impact, we can consider encounters with disappointment as journeys towards greater wisdom and insight. It's often said that only by working through painful situations will we be free of them. So in spite of whatever disappointment we encounter, we need to make sure that we don't let the bitterness take root. Disappointment is inevitable, but being discouraged is always a choice. So I hope this has been useful, and we'll speak to you again soon.